In this video, I'd like to show you the two ways that you pay bills that you've received from your vendors. Two ways that I'm going to show you are paying from the paid bills window, and then the other way is to write a check. And by this time, if you're looking at this video, you have already entered in multiple invoices from your vendors, and it's time to pay. And the way that you pay your bills is click on this little plus arrow up here, and then underneath vendors, go down and click on the pay bills link. What will happen when you hit the pay bills link? What it will do is that it will bring up a list that has all of the invoices that you have to pay. In the exercise that I'm giving you in the PDFs, it's going to tell you what bills to pay and the amount of the checks. The way that you do it in this window, paying the bills, go in and make sure your payment date is correct. Don't worry about your check number. Just let QuickBooks automatically populate that. And then go in and click off what invoices you're paying. And I'll be giving you the invoice number because it's the vendor number. This is one recommendation I give with this. You can go and click off all the invoices for every vendor you have, and that's acceptable. But sometimes when you do that, it's hard to catch if an error has been made. So my recommendation is, let's just say you're going to pay Appalachian Craft Soda, Coastal Sodas, and then North Carolina Restaurant Supply. Click off the two Appalachian Craft Sodas. Make sure that the amount matches the amount in the assignment that you're paying, which I calculated the amount of the invoices. I'm not going to have you partial pay any invoices. I would click Save and New, or Save and Close, or click Save. In this case, you just click Save. Don't do print because you're not going to need to print the checks. If you hit Save, it'll automatically save it. This window will come back up, and these two invoices will be gone if you were paying those. And then you could mark the two Coastal Sodas. Make sure your invoice date is correct. Make sure the amount being paid adds up. Hit Save. I would really recommend paying each vendor if you have multiple invoices to pay. Pay each vendor one at a time. And that way, if you do end up having an invoice that was entered for the wrong amount, you're going to catch it in the total amount payment due and be able to go back and change that invoice or edit that invoice and then proceed with paying and having it match up where you get the correct answers to the questions that I'm asking in the quizzes. Let me close this down and then show you how to pay with a check. Most of the payments you're going to make with a check, I think there's one payment to a hardware store, I think to Lowe's. The rest paid with a check are going to be when you're paying your installment notes. So to pay at this time and write a check, click that plus button and then click check. It's going to bring you up this data entry window. What I'm going to do is bring up one of the prior checks that I've written. And I'm just going to go down to paying. What I want to do is find one of the, let's go with this one, which is one of the installment notes. You'll end up having it blank. By this time, you should be able to know how to set up a new vendor or set up. Go ahead and it's going to default to the bank, and don't worry about it. There's nothing you're going to have to do here. Your payment date, here is where you enter, it'll let it automatically enter the check number. And then you divide your payments among the accounts it goes into. This is one of the installment notes. You've got the amortization schedules. So you have to split the note between interest and principal being paid. Once you have those entered, it'll give you a total. Make sure the total equals the amount of that payment, and then save and new or just save and close. And that is the two ways that you end up making payments within QuickBooks. One of them is going into invoices that have already been entered and you do pay bills. The other way is to write a check. I hope that this helps with the assignments and paying bills and paying checks. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me, and I'll be glad to help you out in any way I can. We'll see you later, and have a good day.